All right, y'all. I just made my first golden milk. My first cup of golden milk. And I'm going to tell you all, this tastes so nourishing. It's so delicious and it's so good for you. So, let me show you how it's done. So, today on Chef Carter's Cooking Corner, I am going to be making something called golden milk. So, I kind of formulated a recipe after reading different places online on how to make it, and I don't know. So, a lot of people have different opinions on how much you're supposed to use of what. Um, so, I'm going to try to open this. I bought this brand new bottle of turmeric. Alright, so that's the first ingredient. And so we need one. I don't think my spoon's going to fit in there. So the ingredients are approximate. So we need 1 tablespoon of turmeric. Okay, so that's going to be a little more. But like I said, it is approximate. And I can always just scoop off some and put it back. No big deal. See? It's all good. So it's about a tablespoon of turmeric. And so we also have pumpkin pie spice. And the reason why I'm using that is because it has a mixture of herbs. Not herbs. Herbs are the leafy parts of a plant. So here I have 1 teaspoon. Again, my spoon doesn't fit. I'm sorry, y'all. When it's morning time, I'm just kind of like out of it. So, yeah. So I'm just going to put about a teaspoon. And then for ginger, I have half a teaspoon. So about half that. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think that's enough. Alright, so I forgot my black pepper. How do I forget the pepper? We need a dash of pepper. Be right back. Alright, so we have these ingredients here. Now we're going to do a dash of pepper. Dash of pepper. Okay, that's a little more than a dash of pepper, but I think that'll work. Alright, so we also need a tablespoon of maple syrup, which I'll do in a little bit, and 1 cup of milk. Alright, I'll meet y'all at the stove. Alright, so now I'm at the stove. So I'm going to get the stove or the flame started on low. I'm going to add, even though this wasn't in my recipe, I'm going to add just a little bit of water so that it'll help mix those spices. And I'm going to let the water get heated.
Alright, now that my water is heated through, I'm going to go ahead and add all my spices into the pan. And this will help hydrate the spices. Um, some people will put it directly in the milk, but I wanted the water simmering just a little bit, which brings it up to a little higher temperature. Um, I just, my thought in it was it would hydrate the spices enough to help the spices stay suspended in the milk. All right. But you don't want to cook it too long because sometimes heat destroys vital nutrients. So I didn't want it to get too hot though. I didn't want to bring it to boiling. All right. So I'm going to make sure they get hydrated well. And also I wanted the pan to kind of heat through so that when I add the milk, it'll warm the milk up. So it'll be a nice warm drink because today is really dreary out. It's rainy and chilly. All right, so we're adding the milk here. This is whole milk, and the whole milk will add fat to this. And most recipes, they'll put like a tablespoon of olive oil or some other type of oil. But because the whole milk naturally contains fat, I didn't add any more. And what the fat does, and I'll explain this again later, it actually helps you to absorb this mixture better. And so fat as well as water helps you to digest certain vitamins. But I'm going to tell you, the smell of this when it was heating up in the pan was just amazing. I guess I should say the aroma was amazing. All right. So, like I said, I just wanted to make sure the milk heated up, and also I want to make sure the spices are well blended into the milk mixture so that, you know, it'll taste good throughout the cup. The first sip will be just as good as the last sip. Because even though I did do all this, you still had some of the spices settle at the bottom. So the last sip, if you let it sit too long, it will be like a little more spicier than every other sip. All right. So next thing I'm going to do is put it in the cup, and you're going to get my reaction to how this taste is. My first time ever tasting golden milk.
Alright, so the milk should be heated through at this point. I'm actually starting to see a few bubbles coming up from the heat. So it's definitely heated through. So I'm going to go back to the counter and pour it in the cup. Alrighty then. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my golden milk into my cup. There are a few spices left behind. That's alright. So now I'm going to add a little bit of maple syrup. So I'm going to use my spoon to kind of help me measure that. You like my spoon? That'll be 1, 2, yeah. Okay, 3. So that's a little bit more than a tablespoon of maple syrup. I like maple syrup. Is that bad? Okay, so I'm going to mix my maple syrup in. So I'm very curious how this tastes. So if you're looking at this and shaking your head at me, please tell me in the comments what I need to do if I did this wrong. So let me go ahead and try this. Okay. Okay. I like it. Man, this is really good. So, the thing is, ooh, it's so good. So, you have the warmth of like the ginger and the pepper, but it's not overpowering. The turmeric is just a very rich flavor. Now, I did use whole milk in this because some of you may think, well, she didn't add any oil. And the thing is, for those of you who maybe you do try to avoid fat, um, the reason why these recipes have fat in them is so that your body can properly digest the goodness that's in here, you know, the vitamins and the minerals and so on and so forth, and also to help you digest stuff later. So a little bit of fat is good. So if they use something that's fat free, a type of milk that's fat free, they may add a little bit of olive oil or what have you. I used whole milk that naturally contains fat, you know. And so that little bit of fat in the whole milk will help you digest different things. It's just like you have water soluble vitamins, such as vitamin C is water soluble. And then you have fat soluble vitamins. And I know these by heart. ADEC is how I remember it. A, D, E, and K. So those vitamins are fat soluble. So if you don't digest any fat or not enough fat, then you can't digest those vitamins. So that's why that's added in there. And so this, you know, of course, milk actually contains water. So I did add a little water, but that was just to help dissolve the herbs. Or why do I keep saying herbs? It's not herbs, it's spices. To help dissolve the spices. But yeah, this is really good and wow, so nutritious. So I'm going to list some of the benefits that they say this has for you. Like there's a whole bunch. And it does. It feels so nourishing just sipping it. I don't know how to explain how something feels nourishing. It's just like when you have chicken soup, you know, or a good rich soup that has lots of vegetables and other delicious things. Like it just feels nourishing when it goes down. And that's the feeling I have when I drink this. It just feels so nourishing. It feels good.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and list what I used in today's recipe right here. So you can pause the video and take notes if you like, or just save the video and refer to it as you need. All right, so once you get the ingredients down, make sure you watch more videos, like this video, subscribe, you know, and have a great day. Thank you for stopping by Chef Carter's Cooking Corner. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next time. Take care, y'all.